Dos, tres, cuatro.
This is our Stuck at Home, and we're certainly very thankful to have the opportunity to do this, and I hope you're doing well. God's been incredibly faithful throughout this time, and we expect him to continue, and we look forward to his faithfulness throughout the remainder of this year, and pray that this upcoming election that God will be vested in it, and whatever way it turns out, we know that he has his hand upon the leaders of our nations. And so we can rest in this. I want you to think about things that indicate that you're getting old, and certainly one of those that probably most of you that are over the age of 60 will identify with. Shoes become a very important part of your wardrobe, and not because of the fact that you really care about how they look anymore. It's about how they feel. Now, I'm not talking about those Nikes, Jordans, or whatever they are that you spend $200 or $300 for. I'm talking about those shoes that you pick out because it makes your feet feel comfortable. And your feet feeling comfortable at a certain age becomes incredibly important. Yeah. In fact, you didn't think about it much when you were younger, but all of a sudden it's become a very important issue for you, as I'm sure it has for me, and certainly it has. I want you to think today about a topic that we've been discussing. In Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 8 through 10, it speaks about the stone that has 7 eyes. That stone will be the foundation stone. In Isaiah 28:16, it's a costly cornerstone. Jesus Christ being that one. And the nation of Israel and all those that were in it would be judged based on their relationship to that stone. But I want you to think about the 7 eyes just for a moment. It's spoken of again in Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 10. And we realize that those eyes speak of God's omniscience, his awareness of all things. But in Revelation chapter 5, we find that the Lamb himself appears, and he has 7 horns and 7 eyes, total authority, and he knows all things. Now, it's a matter of how you want to be looked at today. We know that 7 is the number for God's finished work. It's the number of the day that he rested on. It's a rest that's appointed to us, as the Word of God speaks in Hebrews chapter 4. And if we're going to strive, it says in that chapter, then we should be striving to enter into that rest. We should be identifying with the fact that God has finished it from the beginning. Now, what does that mean to you and me? How does that relate to the eyes? Well, you remember that Jesus prophesied that Peter would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed, right? And in Luke chapter 22 and verse 61 and 62, Peter had denied him, and it says that Jesus looked at him. And we don't hear of any conversation between Peter and Jesus again until the end of the book of John, right? When they're on the beach and Jesus will ask him 3 times, do you love me more than these? The point is that when Peter looked into the eyes of Jesus Christ after denying him, he saw the eyes of the one who had finished the work. Now, we all have shame. It's just a matter of how much shame we have. But we all have it. We have it for various acts in our own life that we've willfully done, or things that have been done to us, or environments that we've placed ourselves in. But we all have shame. People try and hide it, but we all have it. And the truth is that you can have the world, as they so often do today, look at you in the areas of your shame, because someone will bring it up, someone will search it out. Believe me, they'll make a diligent search to find these things, especially if you're in the limelight at any given time. Or you can have Jesus Christ see you with the eyes, the omniscient eyes of God's finished work. Now, it's a matter of how we want to look at ourselves and how we want to be looked upon. I understand that as we come to Christ, there's a responsibility we have to live a certain way, a lifestyle that is reflective of the Lord that we serve. But we still all have shame. Shame for things that were previous to and perhaps some after we got saved. And it's just a matter of how you want to be looked upon. There's a cornerstone that's been laid. It has 7 eyes. We should be built upon that cornerstone. The Word of God speaks in 1 Peter chapter 2 that we are built upon that stone. We're lively, living stones built upon that. How do you want to be looked at today? My prayer is that your desire is to be looked upon through the eyes of the finished work. That we don't play games of hiding or manipulating, or how can I say it? We accuse someone else so that we can appease our own conscience. We deflect. It happens. Or we can look through the eyes of God's mercy upon our shame. And you know what that will do for us? It will make us return that same mercy to another. I hope this is how you see yourself today and see others. Because remember in Luke 6:36 and on, to the merciful, God will always be merciful. Till next time, friends, God bless you.